Arrow's panic flourished at the familiarity of the stranger's voice. He studied the mysterious man who sat with great poise, his mask shifting, expressing a look of cheer. Arrow began to worry, but the mysterious man gently raised a single hand. Who are you and how did you get up here? Arrow barked. Calm yourself. Come, sit, the mysterious man replied. Arrow remained standing, bothered by the new addition to the series of bewildering events. Don't tell me what to do. Who are you? What just happened to me? Did you do that? Did you poison me? Arrow cried in accusation. In time, Arrow. Everything in time. But right now, how about we sit down and take some deep breaths? The mysterious man encouraged. The thought of the stranger knowing his name sent Arrow's head into a spin, making him so nauseous he was forced to take a knee. I understand this is a lot, but we have very pressing matters to discuss, the mysterious man added. Who are you? Arrow said between heavy breaths. What just happened? Did you drug me or something? Although to Arrow the situation felt like life or death, the stranger couldn't help but laugh at the accusation. Well, if you consider magic a drug or poison, then yes, I am responsible. Staring back in disbelief, Arrow grew pale and sick, beginning to question if he had truly woken from his dream. Arrow could not bring himself to trust anything. He locked onto the stranger, contemplating an attack. There is no reason to fear me. I am not here to hurt you, the stranger said. Oh, yeah? What are you up here for? Arrow replied. I am here to offer you a choice, the mysterious man said. Well, a choice beyond everything that just happened. What could you possibly offer me? I mean, I don't even know your name. You show up unannounced all the way up here and like I said, I don't even know your name. Arrow replied in a fluster. How rude of me. My name is the Wizard. Well, now I know why you didn't tell me your name. You can't be serious. Receiving no response, Arrow's feeling of nausea turned to laughter. The wizard sat in silence, smiling at Arrow's amusement for a moment. When the wizard raised his hand again, a sense of calming infected Arrow. How did the awakening go? The wizard asked. What awakening? What are you talking about? Arrow sarcastically replied. The wizard didn't even blink. He just stared at Arrow, waiting. Arrow caved instantly. Which part? Are you talking about when the stampede of monsters stared me up and down like I was some new flavored snack? Or are you talking about being dragged around by the deceptively cute gremlins who dropped me in some kind of water volcano portal? Or how about the death match with the 3.5 armed orc with an ego just barely bigger than himself? Ah, so you faced Gurok and lived to tell the tale. Marvelous, the wizard said. Not for him. He's dead now, Arrow somberly replied. Oh, no, he's not dead, the wizard chuckled loudly, slightly shaking the cave at the top of the stone monolith. Gurok is a spirit guardian and champion of the celestial tortoise. As a spirit guardian, he is the divine beast's wielder and protector. Beyond that, it is any spirit guardian's duty to test a new initiate when called to do so. We can't have some of the most important beings in existence killing each other during the entry test. It hardly would be fair to test new guardians against a 60,000-year-old 4-armed orc. Well, 3.5. So what? Arrow said. It was all a test? Is that why it was easy for me to access my abilities? I'd say that the experience was more like an interview for the later, more important part. As for the access to your abilities and the power you experienced, it was something like a preview. What you could be if you were truly dedicated to yourself. Uh-huh, Arrow said, slightly retreating into his mind, contemplating the varying levels of coincidence. Your meeting of the celestial beasts and duel with Gurok were two parts in the three-part process of selecting a new spirit guardian. It is the final part, the awakening, which is most crucial. Awakening? Are you talking about the barfing dragon with the mustache? Arrow joked. The wizard did not respond. He simply rocked with joy at the news. The wizard's mask smiled as he began muttering to himself. Ignoring the strangeness of the wizard's reaction, Arrow continued. That thing that came out of the weird metal jelly egg dragged me into darkness. Yeah, let me tell you, it didn't just awaken, it literally forced its way inside me, he shouted, beginning to pace back and forth. The wizard froze. Even with wearing such a sophisticated mask, Arrow could tell the wizard was shocked. It what? the wizard whispered. What do you mean it forced its way inside you? The poised wizard became flustered. You bonded with it? My word. This is astounding. We only needed it to. This, this changes things. Good, Aero. Incredible. A true champion restoring balance at birth, he said with cheer. What? What is it? Aero eagerly questioned. It would seem your time here was well spent. Better, in fact, than any could have predicted, the wizard said. While the wizard pondered to himself, Aero had only one question. Why me? I don't understand. Why is this happening to me? It's been happening since before you were born, and not only to you. Trust that all will be revealed. In time. The wizard leaned closer, studying Aero. For now, we must exercise two of the most important aspects of life: patience and trust. Remaining face to face mask, the wizard's curiosity bordered on obsession. What are Rael and Ava going to think? Aero thought. The wizard broke the silence, looking for more details. How did it feel? Can you remember anything specific about the experience? No, no, no. I will not contradict myself. We have plenty of time to discuss the details. Wait, it wasn't him talking to me inside? Then who was it? Reminiscing through each magical encounter, Aero was brought back to reality and the wizard, who only moments ago admitted to being the cause of it all. You know what? Aero barked. Enough. Who are you and what the hell is going on? The wizard again raised his hand before unnaturally levitating from sitting to standing. The anti-gravitational movements, along with the dangerous size of the wizard, stopped Aero from continuing any further disrespect or accusation. Still overly concerned with what was truly going on, Aero hesitated, wondering if the masked hooded being referring to himself as the wizard could be trusted. Staring deep into the wizard's fractal glowing eyes, a sense of calming swept over him. Who are you? Aero asked. It is as I said. My name is the wizard, and I have traveled quite some distance in hopes of finding you, Aero. It is my goal to bring you from here and prepare you for the academy. I'm sure you know by now your powers are unique. So unique that other, more diabolical characters are in search of you at this very moment. Beyond that, there is another issue. If you haven't already noticed, your powers are extremely temperamental, making you a threat to just about everyone around you. If you don't learn how to control your emotions, which are linked to your abilities, I'm afraid on your own, by the time you reach the academy, your evolution will be a catastrophe. Arrow's expression shifted. That's the same thing Grant said, he thought as he lowered his gaze, knowing the wizard's words to be true. That is why you were tested, the wizard continued, to determine your potential. You are certainly not the first, and if we succeed, you will not be the last. You have been deemed worthy by the founding entities, and your bonding with the celestial dragon means you have been chosen. Chosen for what? Arrow shyly asked. To defend the side of good in the ongoing battle. Ultimately, to do your part in restoring balance, the wizard declared. Although Arrow was hearing it for the first time, a series of dots connected in his mind. I knew I was different, but not like this. I bet this guy knows about how I got here, or where I came from. I should try to get more information. I need to talk with Ava and Rael. Looking back up at the wizard, Arrow was ready to ask a multitude of questions, but he was cut off. I know you have questions, the wizard said, and in time they will be answered, but right now we have more urgent matters to attend to. I'm afraid it is I who must ask you a question, and your answer I will need now. Okay, let's have it then, Arrow replied. The awakening of the celestial dragon alone is a signal that the cogs of fate in this realm have begun to turn. There is to be a shift in balance between good and evil, and whether you know it or not, Arrow, you are now at the center of it all, the wizard stated. I'm confused. What's the question? Arrow replied. The wizard stepped past Arrow, taking in the horizon. There are many decisions to be made, all in time. We have time. But of all things I expected to find coming back here, I never imagined you would have a family. I've seen the potential of every man you could possibly become. And now I believe your decision to keep them close or at a distance will define you and your future. Either way, it is a hard decision that must be decided now. The shocking words scrambled Arrow's mind. I don't get any of this. You're speaking in riddles. Let's run through this one more time so I can get this right. You want to protect me until I'm ready for the academy, and I must decide to leave my family or decline the offer? Arrow said, rubbing his forehead. No, Arrow. I'm going to train you, the wizard corrected. You are coming with me to begin the long journey towards mastering your abilities. What I'm asking is if you want to bring your family with you. Clarity flowed through Arrow, manifesting into a large smile on his face. Still in doubt of the wizard's intentions, he did his best to hide it. I will need to talk to them before any serious decisions are made, Arrow said. If everything checks out, I imagine we'll be joining you. Noticing X-12's small artificial sun had almost gone from the sky, Arrow looked around, amazed at how much time had passed. It's going to take me some time to get down from here, Arrow said, leaning over the edge. I've never climbed this thing in the dark. Never mind that. It's been arranged. As the wizard finished speaking, everything around them became dark and sand-like, both disappearing and leaving behind spiraling clouds of black dust in their wake. Pulled and pushed through lightless quicksand, Arrow flopped out of the wizard's portal onto the top floor of the HQ back at the hollow. Oh, what just happened? I think I'm going to be sick, Arrow groaned. You will eventually get used to it, the wizard said with a deep chuckle. The combination of retching and laughter alerted Ava and Rael, who were waiting in the laboratory on the top floor. Arrow, you're back! Ava shouted, swinging down. The look of relief on Arrow's face silenced Ava's inquisition, yet she did not stop studying him for anomalies. She could tell when something was wrong. For one, Arrow could barely stand on his feet. Help me to my room, guys, Arrow said, still sick from his first teleportation. Turning towards the wizard, I'll only be a moment, he added. Reaching the living quarters one floor below, Rael and Ava dropped Arrow on his bed and took positions in the corners of the room. Waiting for him to explain what was going on, Arrow only laid still. Rael couldn't help himself. Arrow, who is that guy and why does he say such strange things? He does say strange things, doesn't he? Arrow replied. I guess that's to be expected from someone who calls themselves the wizard. He came to us earlier, looking for you, Ava replied. He said he had some tests for you to pass, and if you did, it would change your life forever. Test? Arrow shouted while sitting up. That son of a bitch, he did something to me that could have got me killed. I think. The second part was kind of up to chance, I guess. Ugh, this is so crazy, he said, falling back to the bed. Both Ava and Rael stared at each other with wide eyes. You don't need to tell us anything if you don't want to. We just want what's best for you, Aero, Rael said, clearly holding back his true feelings. Let us help. What does this wizard want from you? Aero placed his hands on his head, looking towards the skylight his bed sat under. Do either of you know what a spirit guardian is? Or have you ever heard of the Unity? Looking down his face from his reclined position, Aero could see his friends had no clue what he was talking about. Figures. Well, beyond all the crazy stuff that happened, this wizard character seems to know about my powers. When I passed his crazy test, he told me that my powers are so dangerous that, when I'm evolved at the academy in 2 years, my lack of control will cause major problems. So, he says, I guess he wants me to go with him so that I can train and prevent all that from happening. He believes my decision now will not only affect me, but the future of the realm or something like that. Ava's face gave her away. She clearly wanted to tell him that they knew he was leaving, and they knew he was destined for greater things. But just before she lost it, Rael reached out his hand to grab hers. The look on Rael's face reminded her of something they must have previously discussed. They must not want to sway me in any way. They really are the best. Closing his eyes, Arrow smiled. Can I ask you guys a question? Arrow said as he sat up. What kind of life do you guys want? Is it still your wish to do all you can to defeat the shadow? He asked. Neither Rael nor Ava answered his question. With no response, Arrow got up and began packing what little belongings he actually cared about. Ava and Rael remained silent, clearly unsure of what their friend wanted them to say. Beyond my choice to leave here, Arrow said, I was given another decision that I want you guys to answer. I consider you guys my family, so regardless of myself, you will have the opportunity to make your own decisions. Rael and Ava looked at each other with concern, but for one reason or another, maintained their patience through Aero's mysterious charade. Aero finished packing his stuff in a duffel bag Ava made from various skins. He walked towards the door, stepping almost completely out of the room before turning around. Well, are you guys coming or what? He happily asked. Anxiety turned to excitement as Rael and Ava rushed past Aero to their rooms. They reappeared with their bags, which were already packed. Returning to the wizard, the trio had made their decision. It appears you have chosen to remain a family. I completely agree with your decision, Aero, the wizard said with an awkward bow and flip of his large coat. All I did was give them the choice. They chose on their own to come with, Aero corrected, trying to hide his smile. Before we go, is there anywhere or anyone you would like to visit? It will be some time before you return, the wizard said with encouragement. I can think of a few, Ava shouted with glee. Very well. They are already waiting, the wizard said, clapping his hands together. They all disappeared into lightless quicksand, only 4 swirls of black dust remaining. Reappearing near the station, the sickening effects of teleportation began to take its toll. Ava could barely keep her dinner down, and Aero was completely incapacitated. Rael, on the other hand, seemed unaffected. The wizard smirked at Rael. I see your shadowmancing abilities allow some resilience against my teleportation. Impressive. When the wizard said that, they were already waiting. He somehow knew the liaison and nurse were standing outside enjoying each other's company. Aero, Rael, Ava, where did you come from? Kisa said as Till jumped from her arms. Oh, look, it's our mysterious friend who somehow bypassed my security systems and illegally entered our town. Till's accusations were cut by deafening silence. Aero realized only he and Till were not frozen in place by what could only be the wizard's magic. Till rushed to put himself between the wizard and Aero. What are you doing here? Till said, frightened by the wizard's power. Liaison Till, my apologies for subverting your security systems. It was not my intention to offend you, the wizard said. Till didn't budge. I am here to ensure Aero has the chance to reach his greatest potential. To do this, he must be protected from those who intend him harm, or worse, those who would push him towards it before he is ready. Funny, I thought that's what we were doing here, Till said with regained confidence. You know better than anyone of the danger that exists out there, the wizard warned. My aim is to not only shield Aero from the Shadow's reach, but also to ensure he masters his abilities. He can no longer be a threat to the undeserving. The luck we have had so far is incalculable. You know this planet is no longer safe. You also know that if he goes with you, he will immediately be taken in by the GA. I do not believe that this is the best thing for him at this moment. There is too much to learn before he is handed over to those brutes. I'm afraid fear has run rampant within the dome, clouding their judgment. Unfortunately, I agree. Till stepped back, turning, so he faced Aero. Is this what you want? Yes, sir, Aero replied without hesitation. What of Ava and Rael? Till asked. They chose to come with me, Aero bashfully replied, unable to hide his smile. Floating back within Till's view, the wizard stood tall. I must warn you, Till of the Aruki. This planet is marked. The Shadow already on their way. You need to leave this place as quickly as possible. Okay, big guy, don't worry. We have a plan. I'm more interested in how you're doing this. Is it a power or magic? I'm even more curious how you snuck past the DSS. I have some. Till froze in place, joining the others. Aero, it is time to say your goodbyes. When you are ready, use your thoughts to inform me. I'll bring you, Rael, and Ava to me, he said, unstopping time and disappearing through a swirling cloud of black sand. Questions for you, buddy, Till continued to say after being unfrozen. Oh, he's gone. Everyone standing together in confusion caught their bearings. Why do I get the feeling I don't want to know what just happened? Hisa observed. Yeah, you're probably right, Aero replied, doing a terrible job of trying to steer the conversation. So, Till, I was wondering, do you think you could show me the videos of my, events before we leave? I'd really appreciate being able to remember what happened. Till smiled, and although still unsettled, agreed to Aero's request. Entering the station, they gathered around Till, who sat in his chair, placing his hands in the controls and pulling up the 2 clips. Kisa came slithering in last, more excited than usual. I've been dying to see these videos since you pummeled those bullies the first time. The trio and Till looked back at Kisa, slightly puzzled by her fascination with vengeance. Returning their focus, Till pushed play. The five of them leaned towards the screen simultaneously. When the first clip ended, Aero could feel the shift of energy in the room. While Kisa held back tears, Ava and Rael were furious. Why didn't you tell us they did that to you? Rael quietly asked. Oh, you can't blame Aero, on the count of him not remembering most of it, Till said. After the end of the second clip, the room was still. None could believe what they had witnessed, even to those who were present. How do you rewind it? Aero said, unsatisfied. I want to see something again. Just tell me when to stop, Till replied. Before Aero could say stop, a red error screen appeared. These videos are classified and unavailable. Please contact your superior officer for further questions, the computer AI announced. What's going on? Aero sighed. Looks like your secret's out, Till sarcastically replied. The entire room glared at Till. Nurse Kisa smacked him across the back of the head with the end of her tail, making everyone but Till laugh. Okay, I see. Nobody likes my jokes. Well, how about this one? Till replied. Returning to the home screen, Till clicked a video file he had saved to his desktop. Till pushed play the moment it loaded. Displayed on the screen was a compilation of every time the trio snuck into town and commandeered what they called undesirables. I did the editing myself, Till said, slowly turning his chair. I wish you could see the looks on your faces right now. Priceless. At a loss for words, Aero, Rael, and Ava smiled. Unable to come up with anything clever, they shied away. Till looked up towards Kisa, and they instantly burst into laughter. I think we will save these clips for when you're big GA heroes, Kisa said. Oh yeah, nothing like a little blackmail, Till joked. Aero, Rael, and Ava were unable to speak a word as they were escorted out of the station. Don't worry, we won't tell anybody about your thievery. It can be our little secret, Till said, smiling as he secured his nano helmet. The five of them enjoyed each other's company for as long as they could. Then Grant arrived. Off to curse some other poor soul with your devilry, eh, boy? Grant said, waddling around the corner. Either way, I thought it proper to see you off. I wish you full bowls of slop and a pen to rest on your travels. Best of luck to the three of you. Stay safe out there. Grant waddled away, grumbling about his commission, but none cared. Well, I guess now is as good a time as any, Kisa said with tears in her eyes. Take care of yourselves. Just make sure, no matter what, you give it everything you got out there. The entire realm is at your fingertips. Oh, I'm terrible with goodbyes. Okay, come here. Kisa wiped the tears from her eyes and enveloped the trio with her entire body. Uh, I swore I wouldn't do this, Kisa cried as she slithered away. While Eva chased after Kisa, Till pulled Aero aside. You know, Aero, I've always tried to look after you, ever since the day we officially met. Do you remember that day in the conference room? Aero smiled. I guess I didn't do the best job at times. Till continued. What I want you to know is that you can take care of yourself now, and your new friends will have your back. No matter what you face out there, always choose your friends. Trust me. Aero looked to his friends. Ava was talking with Kisa, no doubt in a similar conversation to the one he was having with Till. Rael came walking around the corner, stuffing his face with his favorite fried critter legs. Don't forget us when you three become big heroes, okay? Till said. Holding back tears, Aero smiled. Seeing his friends return, he took several deep breaths before saying his final goodbyes. Following instructions, Aero reached out to the wizard with his thoughts. We are ready to go. Appearing in the trio's heads, an unfamiliar voice with an unfamiliar accent began counting down from 5. With a wink and a thumbs up, Aero, along with Rael and Ava, said goodbye to the town of Resupply. Reappearing aboard the ship, they each were stuck to the floor with full-blown warping sickness. Ava and Aero were completely incapacitated, while Rael vomited his parting indulgence onto the floor. I promise you will eventually get used to that, but for now, we have to go, the wizard said. Not so resilient, eh, Master Rael? The unfamiliar voice joked before counting down again. At the end of the countdown, the trio, along with the entire ship and everything aboard, warped beyond the atmosphere, officially leaving X-12 behind.